Be the elite. Be the elite. Be the elite. Be the elite. And making his way from North Carolina, Kenny Omega. So last night was an evening of extremely frustrating videos. Thanks, Max. Thanks a lot. I assume this is revenge for the videos I made you watch. But first, hello and welcome. It's 8:30. It's the 13th day of November 2021, and I am your tabletop role-playing guide to all the news, weather, sports, controversy, and general internet nonsense that is the OGGM, and today is things that frustrate the OGGM for 10,000. Or thanks, Max, for showing this to me. I now feel dumber. And we're adjusting a vlog that Max showed me last night, which was about a lot of other things. But in this vlog, the individual posting this vlog stated that he or she was a role-playing elite, a member of the role-playing elite, in the top 1% of role players in the entire world, and was part of a group called Elite Role Players on YouTube. So he's a member of the elite. Now, the only elite I'm aware of is either Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and COLE BAYBAY, or the top 1% of individuals who have wealth in the world, like Elon Musk with his almost $1 trillion, or elite athletes like, Michael Jordan. But apparently there is an elite of role-playing, and this individual is one of them. Now let me start off by saying that if there is an elite in role-playing, if there is a best in the world, a top 1%, I'm not in it. I'm not even close. I'm somewhere near the bottom 99%. I'll be the first to admit that I suck. I would never say I am the best at role-playing or DMing or anything to do with this hobby. In fact, I don't think there is a best, because much like art being all about perception, this hobby, and it's a hobby, this game, and it's a game, is all about perception. So you might sit down and game with another individual and think that guy is the most elite dungeon master in the world. But then you get up and somebody else sits down with the exact same individual and goes, that guy is absolutely the worst DM in the world. Because I assure you, for everybody who says Matt Mercer is the best in the world, there are equal or greater amount of people who say no. In fact, Mercer sucks as a DM. He's not that good. So I don't know how you justify being the elite of role-playing. There is no elite of role-playing. And I looked. There is no group on YouTube called Role-Playing Elite or the Elite of Role-Playing. There's a video game called Role-Playing RPG Elite. And of course, there's the elite in pro wrestling, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and COLE BAYBAY. But, yeah, there is no role-playing elite. There is no top 1% of our hobby, because there's nothing to justify that. In order to, for an athlete to be considered an elite, he has to, or she has to, break records and establish new levels of amazingness and athleticism in their profession. Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time. Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, the greatest of all time. The Rolling Stones, the greatest rock and roll band, The Mona Lisa, the greatest painting ever. But for every individual that says, Elvis is the king, there is an equal or greater number of individuals who say, no, he sucks. For everybody who says, Michael Jordan, greatest of all time, there's an equal or greater number of people who go, no, Pippen, greatest of all time. Greatest of athlete all time, Jim Thorpe. Babe Ruth. So the greatest of all time is perception. Now, fortunately, certain professions like athleticism have governing boards that can establish certain things, like, okay, this is the fastest anybody has ever run. We've climbed it. We've categorized it. We've timed it. This is the fastest anybody's ever run. Oh, this guy came along and just ran faster, so that now makes him or her the elite. because now somebody else is going to have to beat that speed, or somebody else is going to have to get more assists and more slam dunks and win more rings than Jordan, or have more knockouts than Tyson, or sell more records than Michael Jackson to be the elite, to be the greatest of all time. And then gunfighter syndrome, the second that's established, somebody else will come along and try and prove, no, I'm faster, I'm better. So there is, and that's intangible things like sports. Role-playing is intangible. How do you prove you're elite, you're the top 1%? Because as we know, at this point of time, at any point in time, there are at least 55% of the population of role players playing Dungeons & Dragons. The rest of the world, of the 100% of people all across the planet playing role-playing games, are playing something else. 55% of all the people playing role-playing games on the planet are playing Dungeons & Dragons. That's why it's the number one seller. Of that 55%, this individual is claiming he is in the top 1%. But how do you justify that? What is the level to say you're the top 1%? You've spent the most money? You have the most stuff? You've contributed the most to the hobby? What makes you the elite? Now, I'm not trying to insult this guy. As far as I know, he may be an amazing player and dungeon master. I don't know. I do know that I take umbrage from that statement. You can't be an elite in our hobby. You can't be the best at D&D. You can't be the best at role-playing. There is no best. There's definitely worst, but there is no best. You can only be the best you can be in that moment in time. You can't be who you were 2 seconds ago, and you can't be who you're going to be in the future. You can only be the best you could be at the table at that moment in time. And that's, again, all about perception, because somebody might sit down and think, I am the best role player in the world. But somebody might be sitting next to that guy and think, oh God, OGGM is an asshole. He doesn't know how to role play at all. Where did this guy come from? That's not the best painting in the world. That's a picture of a woman smiling. My 5-year-old can draw better than that. That's not the best basketball game I've ever seen. I play better games at pickup at high school. Jesus, best number one selling artist of all time. Who is this guy? He wears a glove and goes, woohoo! Yeah, so it's all about interpretation. It's all about that moment in time. It's all about how other people appreciate your art, and that art form can change depending upon who you are in that minute of time. So there is no elite. Unless, of course, you're talking about Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Adam Cole Baby. Then, yes, there is an elite. Be the elite. Be the elite. Talk to you later. I am the OGGM. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know. If you consider yourself one of the elite top 1% of role players on the planet at this point in time, let me know who you are, because I'd love to meet you. Till then, have a great day. Enjoy the bright and sunny sunshine, and get off my land. Unless you're Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Adam Cole Baby.